Hey everyone, Sam here from Silly Stories for Kids. Guess what? Here's another story made up on the spot just for you. We hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's go. One day, a little boy named Luca was very excited because today he was heading down to the beach. Now, he'd collected all the things he needed. He had his buckets, he had his spades, he even had a surfboard of his own. He was so excited, and as he was getting everything ready, he had a very big smile on his face. "Mum, can we go? Can we go?" Yes, I think it is time," she said. So, they got their things and headed in towards the beach. When they arrived at the beach, it was a beautiful sunny day. They went down to the sand and started to set up, and Luca pulled out his bucket and spade and started to build a sandcastle. As he built and built and built, he noticed something out in the water. People seemed to be getting a little bit worried. They seemed to be paddling away from something. "What is that?" said Luca. He looked out and he saw in the distance, "Is that a crocodile?" he said. "What are you talking about?" said his mum. "There won't be any crocodiles in the water." "But look, Mum," he pointed out, and there, on a surfboard in the middle of the ocean, was a crocodile. Luca, what do you think's going on?" The crocodile zoomed in. He was very good at surfing. He was carving back and forth, and then he went all the way in and jumped off his board. He started running in straight towards Luca. When he got there, Luca was very worried. "Hey man, are you Luca?" Yes, said Luca. "Hooray, we found him! Hey, do you want to come surfing with us?" "What?" said Luca. "Yeah, me and some crocodile friends have been ripping some pretty cool waves and we thought you might want to come with us." He turned to his mum. His mum looked up. I guess so," she said. That sounds like fun," said Luca. I'd love to." So, Luca grabbed his board and started running in towards the water. The crocodile was running alongside him and picked up his board on the way. As Luca jumped in and started to paddle, the crocodile said, "Whoa, man, we're not surfing these waves." "What?" said Luca. "What are you talking about?" "We've got something special planned for you." The crocodile grabbed Luca and chucked him onto his board, and then he started to paddle with astronomical speed. It was like his arms were almost motors. They paddled through the surf and out into the ocean. They were getting deeper and deeper. "Wow," said Luca, "look at all the things out here." They could see all kinds of fish under the water. There was even a whale that jumped out and splashed right next to them. They paddled and they paddled until there was something that Luca could see in the distance. What's that?" said Luca. "This is a very special place, man. This is Crocodile Island, and it has the best surf in the whole entire world." "What?" said Luca. "Yeah, but we don't tell anybody about it, so this is our secret. You can tell your parents, though." "Oh, okay," said Luca. The crocodile paddled them into the middle and they landed on the shore. When Luca jumped off the crocodile's surfboard, there were crocodiles everywhere, with all kinds of different shaped surfboards. There were long boards and short boards. There was even boards in funny little shapes. One was in the shape of a shark. "This looks amazing," said Luca. "Yeah, and we've brought you here just in time." "Just in time for what?" said Luca. "Well, there's a swell that comes once every 300 years, and today is that day." "What? What does that mean?" "It means you're about to surf the biggest wave that you've ever seen. Are you ready?" said the crocodile. I think so," said Luca. "You only think so? Well, hang on." Yes, I'm ready," said Luca. So, Luca grabbed his surfboard and so did all of the crocodiles. They all formed a big V and started paddling out into the water. "Now it hits this special rock shelf just here, so everybody needs to line up." "Okay," said Luca. Luca was at the front and all the other crocodiles were right next to him. They all had their surfboards and they sat and they watched. "How long till it comes?" said Luca. 10, 9... "You can't count down to a wave. There's not even anything on the horizon," said Luca. 5, 4, 3. As he said the number 3, Luca saw it. There was a tiny little ripple, and as the ripple got closer, it hit the rock shelf, and it stood up into the tallest wave he had ever seen. "What?" said Luca. It got bigger and bigger and bigger. "Start to paddle!" yelled the crocodile. And Luca started to paddle, and so did all the other crocodiles. As they paddled as fast as they could, the giant wave got bigger and bigger and bigger until Luca felt like a tiny little ant standing under the world's tallest building. It was huge, and the wave picked him up, and he stood up and he started to surf. And there were hundreds of crocodiles all on the same ginormous wave. They had their surfboards and they started to cruise along. "Wow!" said Luca. "This is incredible! Try doing some turns!" yelled the crocodile. "Okay," said Luca. So he turned, and all the crocodiles started weaving in and out around each other. It was an amazing sight to see. As they all zoomed and carved and turned, it was so fast and so much fun. "This is incredible," said Luca. "Just wait for it," said the crocodile. "Wait for what?" said Luca. All of a sudden, out the middle of the waves seemed to appear a whole bunch of little waves. And the little waves seemed to pick up each of the different crocodiles, and Luca was surfing a little wave inside the giant wave. It started to barrel and he was in the middle. "Yahoo!" he yelled, and all the crocodiles were cruising in on their own separate waves inside the giant wave. And as the little waves disappeared, all of a sudden, some bumps started to appear on the big wave. "What's happening now?" said Luca. "These are the surf jumps." "Surf jumps?" he said, and as he hit the first one, wow! He flew into the air and landed back on the wave. "That's incredible! Go for the next one!" yelled the crocodile. Wow! There they were, crocodiles and Luca, zooming and jumping and flipping and twirling all over the world's biggest wave. "All right, it's time," yelled the crocodile. "Time for what?" said Luca. "It's time to go to the top." The top, as the wave continued to roll on, it seemed to draw water up the face, and all the crocodiles and Luca got pulled to the very top of the wave on their surfboard. As he looked down at the ocean below, he couldn't believe how high he was. "What's gonna happen?" called out Luca. "This is where it gets really, really fun," said the crocodile next to him. "What do you mean?" "The wave's about to crash." "What? That means we're all gonna fall right down to the bottom." "Don't worry, you'll be fine," said the crocodile. "Are you sure?" called out Luca. "Trust us," said the crocodile. And as they were all sitting at the very, very top on their surfboards, carving back and forth, the crocodile at the front yelled, "Okay, is everybody ready? Here it comes! 3, 2, 1, jump!" "Jump," thought Luca, but he watched, and all the crocodiles jumped off their surfboards right down the face of the giant wave. "I better copy and do the same thing," he said. He jumped off, and as he did, the wave started to crumble, and as it did, it picked him up and started to push him down the face at top speed. As it was pushing him down, it was like he was being tickled by tickly bubbles. It was amazing. "Wow!" he said. Caught in the whitewash were all the crocodiles and Luca as they got pushed down the face of the wave. He couldn't believe what was happening. It was amazing. It was so fast. It was incredible. And the wave itself exploded and blasted them all back up into the air. There were crocodiles flying in every different direction and surfboards zooming all through the air. "Wow!" yelled Luca as he zoomed through the sky all the way down until he landed back in the ocean. He popped back up right next to another crocodile. They all paused and looked at each other. "Yeah! Woohoo!" They all started to scream. It was incredible. The crocodiles had had the most fun surfing the gigantic wave. "This was the best day ever," said Luca. "I know," said the crocodile. "We're so glad that you could come surf with us." "I'm so glad that I could come surf with you as well," he said. He laughed and he smiled and he giggled. "Well, I guess we better start heading back. We've got a long way to get back to the main beach." "Okay, well, the best part about getting back to the main beach is what? Is the backwash." "The backwash?" As Luca looked up, he saw that where the big giant wave had just crashed, there was a small wave that was starting to surge back the other direction. "Quick, Luca, jump on your board." Okay, said Luca. So he jumped on his surfboard, and as he did, the backwash picked him up and started blasting him back towards the main beach. He zoomed along past the fish and the whales and all kinds of other sea creatures. He even saw a turtle that seemed to salute him from the side. "Hi, Mr. Turtle," he yelled. As Luca got pushed all the way back, he ended up rolling back into the beach where he had begun, right into one of the waves. He stood up on his surfboard and surfed along the face, going back and up and down and up and down, and then he did a little jump at the end and landed in the ocean. He landed next to another surfer. "Wow, that was cool! How'd you learn to surf like that?" "Well," said Luca, "I don't think you'd believe me, even if I told you." And that is the end of the story. Today's story is brought to you by Crocodile Cruiser Longboards. Need a new longboard surfboard? Make sure you get a Crocodile Cruiser because they're the best and they're the only ones rated to surf the world's biggest wave. We hope that you've been enjoying Silly Stories for Kids. Make sure to leave a review wherever you find your podcast and share it with all of your friends. This has been me, the Surfing Crocodile. And me, Sam. We'll see you soon.